Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Jupiter's transit into Dhanishta Nakshatra. Jupiter is still in Capricorn till April of this year, but it is going to move nakshatras, and therefore it is going to move away from Saturn in the same nakshatra and move into Dhanishta Nakshatra. This is really very good move for Jupiter, and Jupiter will make 2 trips to Dhanishta this year. So this particular video is on the first trip of Jupiter and Dhanishta, and that is going to be from 4th of March to 21st of May. So let us explore. Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking about Jupiter in Dhanishta. And I want to thank you. I have reached 30,000 subscribers, and that is a major milestone for me. I remember a few years ago as Jupiter went into Scorpio. It was a Thursday, and today I'm recording also on Thursday. That I had just started my YouTube channel, and I started working, and I was looking first 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and I can't believe that in a few years I have had so much love and affection from you guys, and thank you very much for appreciating my work and for liking and watching all the time. So thanks again. And so, of course, do keep on subscribing. Next goal is much bigger, so it may take a few years to go, but we're going 10,000 at a time, but 30,000, wow. I am so thrilled about it. And so also my classes are beginning in March, and Jupiter is going to be in Dhanishta by then. So it will be interesting. And do remember to look it up. It's on my website, komilla.com. And then finally, my store. So you can see here, Jupiter mug today. And this is from my YouTube store. You can look it up. These things are below my recordings as well. So let us explore Jupiter in Dhanishta Nakshatra. When a major, slower moving planet moves nakshatras, it is an important event. And it is also especially important because Jupiter is now in a different nakshatra from Saturn. So on 4th of March, Jupiter will move into Dhanishta for its first trip to Dhanishta, and it will be there till 21st of May. And this is the focus I'm keeping on. And then Jupiter will go back to Dhanishta towards the end of the year and will be there till 2nd of January. Then Jupiter will retrograde back into, I forgot the date. Then Jupiter will retrograde back into Dhanishta Nakshatra on 20th of July and be there till 2nd of January. But for the second section of Jupiter and Dhanishta, I will make a separate video. I'm concentrating on the first trip of Jupiter into Dhanishta. And, this is a very important event. As I said, that it's a slower moving planet. And the thing is that Shravana Nakshatra, Shravana was ruled by the moon. Now we are coming into Dhanishta Nakshatra. Dhanishta's planetary ruler is Mars. And one of the things you can look in your chart to see is what houses Mars rules. So, and where Dhanishta is. Dhanishta is divided into 50% in Capricorn and 50% in Aquarius. So 2320 to 30 degrees Capricorn, and then 0 to 640 in Aquarius. So you see that it's exactly half in each of the signs. And as soon as Jupiter goes into Dhanishta, because the Pada is Leo, it's 8th from Capricorn. So watch out for 4th, 5th of March, because that's when Jupiter goes into Dhanishta. Mostly this will be more worldly oriented. Of course, how it is in your chart, we cannot see that, but you remember that that first moment Jupiter will go into Dhanishta. But Jupiter in Aquarius, this is regarded as very auspicious energy too. So, but coming into Dhanishta, Dhanishta means the wealthy one. And in my book on the nakshatras, you know that I've written this book on the nakshatras. I'm just going to read out a little bit what I wrote about Dhanishta. Dhanishta, Dhani means wealthy, Ishta means complete. So Dhanishta is wealthy in mind, spirit. In ancient sects, when sages alluded to a person being wealthy, they meant they had wealth of good character, thoughts, and actions. It was considered far more superior than material wealth. Think about Jupiter and Dhanishta. Think about, your ethics, your duties. Also think about wealth. Wealth can be material wealth as well, but it can also be spiritual wealth. And try to think about yourself being as the wealthy one, not just because you have a lot of money, because you are the right thinking person. You have the right ideas, the right ethics, the right dharma. And that is what Dhanishta is uplifting you to think about. And secondly, it is activating Mars in your chart. So if Mars is a good planet for you, then you'll see that Dhanishta is going to be very positive energy for you. So in the first section of Dhanishta, Jupiter will be up to 4th of April. For 1 month, Jupiter will be in Capricorn Dhanishta. And then it will move into Aquarius Dhanishta. And during Aquarius Dhanishta, 14th, 15th of April is the Kumbh Mela, which is this great bathing in the sacred rivers, and all over India that is going to be a big celebration. And Kumbh Mela, when you bathe in the sacred rivers, you are clearing out your negativity. So we can think about this Dhanishta is to bathe into purity, spirituality, and to come out fresher and letting go of negative thoughts, not just physical but mental negativity. We've been going through all this very difficult energy with the pandemic. So think about this Dhanishta as a new ray of light and new energy. And Jupiter is moving away from its Nakshatra, Saturn influence, although it's still in Saturn's sign. But, Dhanishta is a very powerful spiritual energy where we cleanse ourselves to move towards the higher level. And even if you are thinking about worldly wealth and self-improvement, then this is a very good energy for you. If you have planets in Dhanishta, then Jupiter is giving you a very good experience, because wherever Jupiter is, he improves the quality or the energy of planets placed there. So he's going to go over them and make you feel well. Only thing is, I think what we have to recognize is that because Saturn is following on, and especially if you have moon in Dhanishta, you are in Saresati and Saturn is in the nakshatra before it's going to come into Dhanishta, although not in 2021, it will come in 2022. You are still remaining cautious, and other planets as well, when Saturn comes into Dhanishta. But at present, you can enjoy the freedom and the blessing of Jupiter coming into Dhanishta and helping us to feel a lot better. How does it affect you? So the main planet that you are seeing when you are analyzing nakshatras is the moon. So you have to study everything from your moon nakshatra. So of course, if your moon is in Dhanishta, then this is a Janma Nakshatra transit. That means that there is going to be some transformation, change for you. Janma means birth. So birth nakshatra, always Jupiter going over it. The sages and classics have not felt that Jupiter going over the moon is such a good transit. However, in my experience, I've found almost 90% of people, they love Jupiter going over their moon, and what feedback I get. So you can think about that. And of course, the other nakshatras that are ruled by Mars, Mrigasira and Chitra, they are also going to experience good energy. So let us look at how other moon nakshatras are going to experience it. I'm going to start with the Ketu ruled nakshatras. So Ketu ruled nakshatras are Ashwini, Magha, and Mula. So this is not the best transit for you. However, generally Jupiter doesn't give such unexpected energies as Saturn would give. But still, Jupiter going through an unsettled time, you may feel that I'm not experiencing all the pleasures that Jupiter would generally bring for me. Venus ruled nakshatras, Bharani, Purva Phalguni, Purva Ashada. This is a very good transit for you. Helpful, positive, you'll experience good energy, and so enjoy it. Then we come to the Sun ruled nakshatras, Kritika, Uttara Phalguni, Uttara Ashada. This is more complex for you. You may find that things are not always working for you. And, this is sudden obstacles can come. Again, the thing of obstacles is with Jupiter, what are the obstacles you can get? Wrong advice, wrong thinking. So always have a double check on what people are telling you, or taking too much risk, because Jupiter is an expansive planet, and sometimes taking risk, unnecessary risk, is also connected to Jupiter. Then we come to the moon nakshatras, Rohini, Hasta, and Shravana. Now, this is a good transit for all these, and especially Shravana. Jupiter has moved out of Shravana, is in the second nakshatra, which represents wealth and good fortune and good luck. Same with Rohini and Hasta. And what is nice about Jupiter going into Dhanishta is that in Rohini, Rahu is there, and in Shravana, Saturn is there. So Jupiter being in this Dhanishta is actually supporting them and giving them balanced energy. Whereas when he was in Shravana, he was getting influenced by Saturn and getting influenced by Rahu as well. Then we come to Mars Nakshatra. Mars Nakshatras, Mrigasira, Chitra, and Dhanishta. So actually for all of them, this is like a rebirth time. But also for Chitra Nakshatra, this can be a very positive transit for career and opportunities for career. I can vouch for it. My own nakshatra is Chitra. And last time when Jupiter was in Dhanishta, so 12 years ago, it was very positive professionally. And now, even though Jupiter hasn't gone into Dhanishta, I got the 30,000 people liking me in YouTube and about to come. So I think that will be helpful. Otherwise, professionally is very busy. So if you have Chitra moon, then expect some good stuff professionally. And Mrigasira moon, it can be a very fertile, creative time for you. And, when there's creativity, it also brings change. And Jupiter's change is not like a harsh change. But for Dhanishta, again, do remember that you are in Sadesati. So even though there are opportunities for you, you have to take it a bit slow. Rahu nakshatras, Ardhara, Swati, and Shatabhishak. So again, this is a positive transit for you. Opportunities, good friends, support, ability to rise and develop yourself. And especially for Shatabhishak, it can bring many opportunities. However, Shatabhishak, you have to be careful that you are also in Sade Sati. So although Jupiter is giving you all this nice blessing, you are having a long-term cautious view. Jupiter nakshatras, Punavasu, Vishakha, and Purva Bhadra. This is a good transit for you. Many opportunities, opening of different doorways for you to be positive, creative, friends helping you to develop yourself. So I feel that is going to be a good transit for you. Then we come to the Saturn nakshatra. Saturn nakshatras are Pushya, Anuradha, and Uttara Bhadra. Now, for Uttara Bhadra especially, this is a 25th nakshatra transit, Manasa nakshatra transit. Manasa nakshatra transit is regarded as a complex transit for the mind. But this is Jupiter transiting there. So Jupiter is giving you ideas of Dhanishta, ideas of wealth, spiritual wealth, thinking about your higher self and purifying yourself. So think that way. And this is not going to be a difficult transit. However, still be careful of wrong advice coming your way and listening to the wrong people. I would say that is most important to think about. But still, this is not the best Jupiter transit. And as I said before, what is the difficulty of Jupiter? Jupiter is the guru. So you may get the wrong guru, you may get the wrong advisor. Your own inner thoughts may not be working in the right way. So just double check, be careful. And Jupiter generally is not as challenging as Saturn, Rahu. So, you should be able to manage it. And finally, the Mercury nakshatras, Ashlesha, Jyeshta, and Revati. This is a good transit for you. Many opportunities, creative ideas, good thinking is there. I think, Ketu has been in Jyeshta nakshatra, so Ketu may be bothering you, but Ketu is also going to move out of Jyeshta. But Jupiter's influence on Ketu will be quite good. So as, Jupiter is giving a positive energy to planets in Mercury nakshatra, therefore, as Ketu is in Jyeshta, this will be a positive aspect. So what are the remedies you can do for these transits? I would say that Jupiter is actually going towards a good place. So think about purification, improving your life, some things that you need to let go of. That would be the best way to do it. You can honor the gurus, you can honor knowledge and wisdom, and don't just think about material wealth, but think about adding to your spiritual wealth through study, through listening to good knowledge, positive thinking. So that is it for today. Thank you very much. And again, I want to thank you for making me pass the threshold of 30,000 and all the love and affection you show. All the best.